I know you said sometimes you only get one shot with these people. In the rare instance that you actually get to come back, I noticed for me, interviewing someone the first day, they're usually in pitch mode and they're kind of on their best behavior and they're sort of in, this is me, and they love to tell you more about themselves. And then when you come back the next time, I notice they're actually more real. And for me, I found that that's sometimes the best time to capture them. So how do you deal with that when someone's in super pitch mode and you kind of want them to be a little more real and you feel that they're almost putting on either a happy act for the camera or whatever it is that they think you want to see? How do you kind of ground them back to who they are?
Well, the way I personally deal with someone being in pitch mode and kind of presenting a front the first time I meet them is I don't meet them the first time. I let the producers talk to them on the phone, and my producers are so good, they do it for reality TV, that they know that just let the person talk for like an hour and a half, tell you their whole story, and that gets rid of their kind of, this is me, this is who I want to be presented as in the world, so to speak. So when I show up, I haven't really even talked to them, and then like I said, I'm talking to them about their house, I'm talking to them about, oh, what do you do for fun, and it's completely like, I'm not even involved in a very symbolic way with the documentary. I'm just somebody who's showing up at their house, if that makes sense. So that's the way I basically get around a false front of people, is to let somebody else have the false front, and then I get the real person.
Right, you're the closer.
The closer, yeah, I'm the, and I let the producers talk about all the documentary stuff of terms of, oh yeah, the interview is going to be 2 hours, we'll take 30 minutes to set up, can you sign your release now, sort of thing. So I let them take care of anything that really reflects a movie. And of course we shoot with like the DSLRs too on our docs. So a lot of people who aren't really familiar with the film industry because they're just random documentary subjects, it's much more comforting to shoot with a still camera than with a big giant camera and a boom mic and all that. I always lapel the documentary subjects, and I do that when I'm the first thing before I'm even setting up, and I turn the audio on before I even pull out the camera, just in case they want to tell me their story right away. At least I have it on audio. But then after 10 minutes they forget that they have the mic on, and make it as unobtrusive for them, or a show that we're shooting a movie for them as possible, where it's just like, oh, I'm just talking to this tall ginger guy who walked in my door for some reason.
What about when you show up and you just see it on them that today's not the day? Yeah, for whatever, maybe they got a phone call about their credit card payment before you showed up, whatever it is, and you just go, I don't think today's the day, and you try to get them out of that space in their head where they're thinking about something else?
If I show up and they have the appearance of today is not the day and they're depressed because they have a credit card payment or whatnot, to me that's actually kind of a good thing, because I like variety. And documentaries aren't necessarily real in the sense that it's still your objectional viewpoint of something. Even if you're trying to make the most verite documentary ever, it's still going to be your viewpoint, and it's still going to be that subject on that day. Or if they're presenting as like kind of a false front, whatever they want to present, and how you get past that. So to me, having someone who's, say, depressed or angry for some other reason, it's fine, because I think people kind of intuitively know that if they're, through subconscious means of, body language and whatnot. And also I like the variety of another doc we're doing is, it has people in different stages of their lives, and they have different views of how they're older people, and they have different views of how they feel about their life that they lived. And that's great for me. That's like a gumbo, it's a mix of a whole bunch of ingredients that make a movie. A movie you don't want to, at least in my opinion, don't want to have a one-tone kind of movie. You want to have anger and sadness and all that stuff. So I actually don't mind that at all, that kind of concept.